Hey everyone. I don't know about you, but I feel like every conversation I have at the moment at some point descends into saying, "Oh, I can't wait until I can see you again." And that's absolutely true. I cannot wait until I can see you guys again, until we can all meet up, we can have club in person, we can do all the crazy games and stunts and all the other amazing stuff that we do. But if I'm honest, there is one little benefit to doing club online like this, and that is that I can pre-record talks like this because that means if I muck up, I can just stop the recording, start over, and nobody has to know. In fact, if I'm honest, this is about take 7 for this talk, so hopefully this one works. But of course, real life doesn't work like that. We have to carry around all the baggage from our failed attempts and the times we didn't get it right. But the reason I bring this up is because it reminds me of my favourite Bible story. It's from John chapter 4, and by the way, you can read the Bible for free online if you ever want to check any of these stories for yourselves. But it also happens to be the story that Sarah talked about a few weeks ago. And I found it really great to go back and listen to what she had to say again when I was preparing this talk. And the other great thing, of course, about being online is that all the talks that we've done over the past term and I think pretty much the past year are on our YouTube page at YLI Hartford. You can go back and listen to them again. I found it really helpful to go back and listen to some of them. But this is the story that Sarah talked about a few weeks ago, where Jesus was traveling and he made a deliberate choice to go through an area that most people would have avoided. And while he was traveling through that area, he made the deliberate choice to go and talk to a woman who was something of a social outcast. I think very few people really wanted to have anything to do with her, and she was trying to avoid having much to do with people. But Jesus decides to reach out and have this conversation, and it starts off very basic with him asking her if he could have a drink of water, but then it slowly gets deeper. And over the course of the conversation, Jesus reveals that he knows her story. He knows that she's been in numerous relationships at this point, but that they're not working out. Each one, for whatever reason, it's getting too bogged down, it isn't working, and she's moving on to the next one, trying to get a fresh start, trying to get things better this time. But the impression that I get, it sounds like it's not working out. There's too much baggage, things aren't working, and that she isn't getting what she wants from this. But then Jesus goes on to offer her a free gift. And he does this even knowing that she's got this messy backstory, and even knowing that she probably doesn't fully understand what the gift is. I think that was a great thing that Sarah picked up on, actually, that I hadn't thought about much before, was this idea that, gee, much like me now, I don't probably fully understand this, but Jesus offered that gift anyway. And what I want to talk about is what that gift is. And I think a really good way of describing that gift is like a do-over, a start again, right, stop the recording, delete the footage, and we'll start afresh and nobody ever has to know. Now, it's maybe not quite in the literal sense, like our real world stuff. Yeah, what we've done, we can't change that. But what it is a do-over for is our relationship with Jesus. We can start again. We don't have to carry around all the baggage of our failed first attempts, of all the times we've mucked up. That can be gone. There's a guy in the Bible called Paul who experienced this in a massive way. You can read his story in the Bible. And he described it afterwards as it's like a new creation. Like the old me is gone, the new me is here. It's like a completely new, it is like a new me, a new start, a completely fresh start without all the baggage and the issues and the blemishes and all the other stuff that we carry around with us. And speaking personally, I think that's great. And the other thing I think that's really great about it that I found is it's not a one-time thing as well. I can talk about the time that I first began to understand what this really meant when I was 16. I can talk about the time I really committed to it publicly when I was 18. But then since then, I've had countless times I've needed that fresh start again. I can think of the big times, like when I was 22, when I was 24, time when I was 27. And that's just the big ones. There's been countless smaller times in between that I've needed that fresh start. But that's the great thing with Jesus, that fresh start is always there. That fresh start is always an option. So I just want to leave that with you guys. If you ever find yourself wishing you could have a fresh start, that's always on offer with Jesus. Let's enjoy the rest of the night.